I was 32 weeks pregnant and I got some discomfort in my left side, and went to my local hospital and they did some tests and they told me that I was 32 weeks pregnant, but that well, I knew I was 32 weeks pregnant, but that I'd had a heart attack, my cardiac markers were elevated, and that I was showing signs of heart failure, and they weren't sure why. One cardiologist in particular wanted me to go and get further tests, and that's when they sent me to Liverpool Heart and Chest for a specialist like CT scan. So yeah, they were fab when I got there, and had this special CT, and I was expecting just to be whisked back up to Warrington, but ended up staying in the Rowan suite for about 4 days. And Tim Fairbairn, one of the consultants, came and found me and said that the results of the CT said that they'd found a rare heart condition, anomalous right coronary artery. Basically my artery is in the wrong place, and I've had it since I was born, but they'd obviously only just picked it up. And they weren't sure what kind of problem that had caused or what was going on at the time, but they didn't want me to leave, basically. They felt I was better when I was pregnant under Manchester, because they've got a specialist obstetric team as well, so they transferred me to Manchester whilst I was pregnant, and to make sure the baby was delivered safely. And I'm so shocked, because I'd had it all my life and not known about it, and I didn't understand why now all of a sudden it could have caused a problem. And the fact that I wasn't presenting with the normal symptoms either, like I wasn't really in pain, it was just a little bit of discomfort. You know, I had no breathlessness, my ECGs were normal, so I was just kind of, what's going on? I was really surprised. And I'd been fit and I'd ran before. I'd had a natural delivery before with my first little girl, so my heart had been under some strain as well, so I was really surprised. And then when you start reading a bit about it, people can present of cardiac arrest, you know, if it's you've overexerted or anything like that. So I think I then started thinking, oh my gosh, this could be really bad, or could cause me a problem, or could kill me, so yeah, I was there for 6 weeks. I couldn't see my little girl much, which was really hard because it was quite far away, so that was really difficult. And I just remember being there thinking, oh my gosh, like this is never going to end. They kept telling me that I'd need open heart surgery to move the arteries around after my little girl was born, and the thought of that was just really frightening. I just kept saying, as long as I'm here and I survive, I'll be alright, as long as the baby's okay. So yeah, they wanted to keep me in until they could safely deliver a bisection, and she was full term. So the section was a bit difficult because they had to monitor me really closely, and special artery measures and things like that, and spinal blocks and epidurals that went a bit funny, so I was in there hours. And then probably the hardest bit was that when she was born, I had to go to intensive care afterwards, so I was only able to give a quick cuddle with her, and then she went off with her dad to the postnatal ward, and I got whisked off to the cardiac intensive care ward where they could look after me better after the op. I was in intensive care for about 5 days, and then they moved me back up to the other cardiac ward where they did an MRI, which they were waiting to do. And the MRI was going to tell them whether they were definitely going to do open heart surgery or not. And the MRI consultant couldn't find any damage to my heart that he was expecting to find, which was a shock but a massive relief. So then my consultant said to me that I could go home. Yeah, the relief, but if I'm honest, the relief was overwhelming, but so was the fear, because I'd been told about this rare heart condition, I didn't really know what it meant, and I'd been surrounded by cardiologists and machines for like 7 weeks with constant monitoring. It's kind of like, all right, what do I do now? Like, is it not going to cause me a problem, or like I'm going to be okay? And then to make matters worse, when I got home, I had the baby with me, but then COVID hit, so then I didn't have that real contact with a consultant. Like I would have had face-to-face follow-ups and stuff after that, but that wasn't able to happen, and I was told to shield. And then all the media about COVID and people dying and everything, I think that just exaggerated some of the worries about my heart and what was going to happen to refer me back to Damien Cullington at Liverpool. It's better for me, it's closer, and they were really good with me when I was there, and like they were a lifeline during COVID. I mean, they were a lifeline anyway, but COVID I think exaggerated that as well, because I'd just come out of hospital, I did need a lot of reassurance. I was getting a lot of pains and sensations, and got a bit obsessed with my heart rate, and they were just always there, and they understood, and the nurses just listened and reassured me all the time, and I wouldn't have got through it without that, them ACHD nurses. I can't remember if I asked for it or they said, but I ended up under the psychology team of Liverpool Heart and Chest, and they were amazing. Really valuable support and helping me to shift my thinking on it as well, and trying not to live in fear of it. It didn't happen straight away. It takes time, doesn't it, to change your mindset, and I'm lucky I've got a lot of the tools anyway to do that. I'm all for well-being and trying to see the positive side of things. So even with that mindset and all the tools I've got, it took me a long time to kind of get where I am. So I think the value of that psychology for people who haven't got that must be even bigger than the value I got from it. Letting fear overtake stops you enjoying what you've got now. And I've said to myself, like, if something was to happen to me, something could happen to anybody. And I think if you live your life like that, you're not living a full life. So yeah, I just do things now. Don't think about it. Just do what I want to do and enjoy it.